everyone, this is Tiffany from America Makes, and I am joined today by Terry Hill from the Rapid Applications Group and Joni. So Terry's been a member with America Makes for a little over 2 years now.
Yep.
And throughout the time we've been able to get to know each other a little bit, and you've shared with me your incredible story, which kind of led into your new business and some of the things that you're doing in the additive space. So I'm just wondering if you could share that with us today.
Yeah, so first off, thank you so much to America Makes for giving a small startup company like myself an opportunity to become a member of something greater than ourselves. We're very passionate about giving back and really pushing the envelope of additive manufacturing, especially in the state of Oklahoma. So myself, I spent 13 years in the U.S. Army. First portion of it as a as an engineer, and the last 9 of it as a medical evacuation pilot. I was also a maintenance test pilot and a research pilot. Deployed kind of all over the world. Afghanistan was pretty tough for us. I was flying medical evacuation in actually the most deadliest battle in Afghanistan, which led to, unfortunately, 750 combat missions, picking up people on the worst day of their life. And then also was unfortunately involved in a hard landing down by the Pakistan border. So, everything happens for a reason. So that actually led into a very selective process where I was able to work at the Aeromedical Research Laboratory. And we were doing studies on pilot-induced workload and degraded visual environment. And that's where my role really came into, was since I had just went through a process like that of a crash, they brought me in to help advise. So I really enjoyed that position. While I was there, I invented a piece for our flight helmet called the Hill Helmet Mount. And the Army said, "Thank you very much. You worked on this on Army time, so it's ours now, and here's a small compensation." But what it really showed me was how powerful additive manufacturing was.
Sure.
At the time, I really couldn't spell 3D printing, but I knew that there was this process of making something quickly. So that was really when I dived into additive manufacturing, taught myself how to run the machines and the value add of this processes. So I utilized a small FDM printer there to rapidly prototype the Hill helmet mount. After that time period, I medically retired out in 2016. I went to work for an aerospace company where I program managed the implementation of additive manufacturing and robotic welding. Unfortunately, they didn't want to spend the money to adopt the technology, so I resigned on the spot, and I said, I'm going to figure this thing out. So I started the company July 4th of 2017. When I say I started assembling basically a special operations team of additive manufacturing professionals. The success of Rapid Application Group is not on myself, it's really on the team that we've created, and that's what I'm the most proud of, is the team that's been able to make this happen. So I started out of my home office, and I was basically, I would get up in the mornings and I'd put a suit on, and I would call 60 companies a day, 30 in the morning, 30 in the afternoon, until a large aerospace and defense company said, "Terry, did you know that you're the only service-disabled veteran-owned small business in additive manufacturing?" And of course I said, "Yes, I knew that." I didn't know that, but yes, of course. And they said, "Well, we want to come tour your facility." And I said, "That's a problem, so I don't have one." So I quickly moved into a small facility that I subleased from another manufacturing facility. We got our first FDM printer in January 1st of 18. You fast forward till today, we have 6 printers, 6 employees. May 28th of this month, we'll be AS9100 100 certified. We're ITAR registered. We're the only disabled veteran-owned small business in the entire U.S. Doing additive manufacturing. We're HubZone certified as well. We're NIST compliant. We have 100+ customers. And that's the for-profit portion of the company, and really where I'm most passionate about is advancing additive manufacturing in the veteran community. So the veteran community does a very good job of, when you exit the military, they say, you're the very best in the world, and I was trained to take off in the middle of the night and land in a foreign country, plus or minus 30 seconds, and pick up somebody on the worst day of their life. But at the very end of that transition process, they give you a 2-week course on how to be a civilian. So the transition for veterans is extremely tough.
Yeah.
And we have a really hard time translating our experience in the military to civilian life. So I said, and because I went through that process, I told myself if I could ever do anything to ease that transition, that I will. So that's one of our fronts in Rapid Application Group, is our Veteran to Additive Manufacturing Certificate course. So we bring in disabled and transitioning veterans, and we put them through our Veteran to Additive Manufacturing Certificate course. Everything from file manipulation to slicing to quality control to shipping and receiving. Basically the total solution for additive manufacturing. And they can literally leave my company and go start their own.
It's amazing.
But we have such a family mentality inside the company that nobody ever wants to leave.
Yeah.
So that's one of the fronts. The other front is we also do fundamentals of additive manufacturing certificates for local high school students. Oklahoma is unfortunately behind the times when it comes to advanced manufacturing, and we're working closely with the state of Oklahoma to build a center of excellence for additive manufacturing. But it's really neat, and what we really enjoy is when we bring at-risk youth through that maybe not be on a trajectory of maybe going to college, but show them that there's another way of applying additive manufacturing in their next opportunity.
Yep.
So that's something that we've done 8 of those this year alone, and we really, really enjoy giving back to the local community. And I guess I said the third front is our social mission. So we wear red on Fridays, and we post a Red Friday post, and anybody that likes and shares that, we send them a rag pack. So that's a free red Rapid Application Group shirt. It's a U.S. flag. It's a hand-signed note for myself, really depicting on how passionate we are to give back to the veteran community. And then we also find a fallen serviceman in that general location based off your address that we want to honor that serviceman. It's not only are we remembering everyone deployed, but we're also remembering those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. As a medevac pilot, I feel that my job was not complete when I left Afghanistan, and there was a lot of servicemen that I wasn't able to help, and that's what really weighs heavy in my heart. So not only are we're trying to do great things in the additive community, but we're really trying to have an entire ecosystem to not only be consumers of additive, but also champions of additive. Sure. in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So that was kind of long story long, but
no, I love it, and our audience is going to love it. I mean, every time I talk to you, I'm inspired on so many different levels.
Well, thank
the
you.
fact that you took your experience, you translated it over to veterans in similar situations, you shared experiences in the K through 12 space. I mean, the way that you're giving back is just truly amazing. I know us here at American Makes, we're proud that you are a member of ours.
Oh, thank you so much. That really means a lot.
We love to hear the things that you're working on. Yeah. So you mentioned you had 6 employees now?
Yep.
Is Joni one of them?
Jonesy, so Jonesy is actually he was our VP of Business Development.
Okay.
But we quickly promoted him to VP of Customer Relations.
There you go.
Usually we can't walk more than 7 feet without somebody saying, "Oh, Terry, I don't remember you, but I remember Jonesy from AMUG or from, we do a lot of speaking events." And
sure.
So he is not only, so I've been paired with Jonesy for 2 years. He is a trained and certified PTSD dog, and he keeps me out of trouble, but he also knows when I'm starting to have issues with crowds or events.
Yeah.
And most times he just sleeps, which is good. But yeah, so I think hopefully we inspire others that, I don't call it a disability, it's more of an ability. Post-traumatic stress ability.
Yeah.
and our partnership has really, hopefully, inspired others to do the same thing. Get up off the couch. You can do it. You just got to set your mind to it and find a way to make the mission happen.
Yeah, such a powerful message.
Yeah,
thank you so much. So, if you could say just quickly one thing that you hope to take away from being at Rapid this year, what do you think it would be?
So one thing I would take from Rapid is how amazing this industry is booming. You know, if you look at last year's Rapid or the year before, you know, I would say, and it's so inspiring that all of these small startup companies are grasping a hold of additive manufacturing. And you have companies like GE Additive and 3D Systems and all of these giants that are really pushing and forging the way for additive manufacturing. And it's really doing the work for us little guys. So when we go in and talk with a large OEM, most times they'll say, oh, well, we have a 3D printer in-house. And that's what I want to hear. Is that they have a small 3D printer and they understand and we can get into the minds of the engineers to really shape and design for additive manufacturing.
Yeah.
So some people say, oh, now there's more competition, but I think that is so beneficial to advancing additive manufacturing. It keeps everyone on their toes.
Yeah.
Right? It keeps me on my toes. It keeps Desktop Metals and all these large companies on their toes because the competition is here. It's real, and this thing is booming. Additive manufacturing is not going anywhere, and it's such a supplemental piece of the pie when it comes to the entire manufacturing viewpoint. Is additive will never replace traditional manufacturing.
Yeah.
It supplements, and it opens up capacity. Mm-hmm. So Rapid is a litmus test for myself to see that. Yes, the industry is booming and going crazy, and America Makes has really helped driving that too. So, congratulations to America Makes.
Thank you. Well, Terry, thank you so much for your time today, but more importantly, thank you so much for your service.
Oh, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Thanks. We thank Jonesy boy. He's ready.